to the Singletrack Session, number 46, here at 22nd Street Trailhead in Studio 78. Eric Manning with Joel Hatch. Another week. A lot to talk about.
Yes.
One huge topic, obviously, which is Hardrock.
Yeah.
That we're going to get into because not just there's a lot of cool things about the race, but we had our contest, so we'll announce the winner for that.
Right.
But we'll start off, as usual, with our past episode with Jacob Puzey.
Right.
Seemed to be a good hit.
Mr. Poutine himself.
Mr. Poutine. Man, we had a lot of fun recording that show.
I know.
Just a great guy, though.
Yeah.
Just such a
Solid
neat guy.
dude.
First time we've met him in person.
Yeah.
Really
Once
good
we started
story.
talking about food, it was like we broke the ice.
We did. We
right?
were like long lost Poutine brothers.
I know. It was awesome.
That was a great show. And then again, man, if you haven't had the chance to listen to it, at least take a minute to go check out the Trans-Selkirk run.
Yeah.
Man, we've had people messaging us and stuff
Yep.
saying, hey, that looks legit. Like,
Right.
I want to go.
Yeah, you better start saving your pennies now.
That's
right.
Because it does happen, I guess, next week or it's coming up, and then we're talking about next year going to it,
Right.
you know, or to go to it. But it looks awesome. And coming from a seasoned runner, he probably puts on, I'm sure it's put on really well.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, so check that out. And then, of course, tomorrow, we got a surprise episode for everybody.
Yeah, we do.
We caught up with Jeff Hart.
Yeah.
In Studio 78
I know, that's
at
the best part.
22nd Street. So we captured this, 4-part series, 6-month quest in the bus in Ogden. Couldn't get any better.
I know. Wrapping it up that way there's no better way to do it.
Because you could see the expressions on his face.
Yeah, exactly.
Got emotional.
Yeah, he did.
And just, it was just awesome. So you're going to look forward to that special Hard Rock release
Right.
tomorrow. And then next week, our next show, episode 93, we have Amy Puzey.
Right.
So
Race director extraordinaire.
yeah, absolutely. Holy cow.
Badass runner.
20-something races across Canada.
I know.
Not just one.
Coast to coast in
Yeah,
Canada. And
exact-
Canada's not a small country.
It's not.
It's kind of big.
So it was a great show talking with her, kind of her background, race directing, and then just some things she wants to do.
Being a busy mama, too.
Yeah, that balance we can't talk enough about.
Right. It's hard.
Especially when you got both of them that are
Right.
great fast runners
Yeah.
and children. But it'll be a great show. So next Tuesday, Amy Puzey's on. And again, just another awesome person.
Yeah.
Just had a great time talking to her throughout that podcast. So I think that's kind of it for a quick little cleanse of
Right.
what you have in store for you coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Then me and Joel in store next week. We also have the Outdoor Retailers Show.
That's right. I keep forgetting about that.
It's the last time in Utah,
Right.
so we're hoping to go out with a bang. Hoping to
Go down, check out some stuff.
check out some stuff,
Meet
see if
some
we can get our
people.
little recorder to maybe capture a few new products coming out.
Yeah, that was really the highlight last year
Yeah.
when you took that little handheld jobber
Yeah,
down there.
That's what a handheld jobber,
Yeah.
which you can
Yeah.
find on Amazon.
You can. You just type that in Amazon.
Don't type in handheld jobber.
No, please do. Tell me what you come up with on your results.
And here's Joel's cell phone number.
Yeah. No, but I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun. Go down, see some new products, talk to some people.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you want us to check out and you have a chance, shoot us a message. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see if we can throw that on there.
Yeah,
if you
if
know
you're going to
something.
be there and you want to talk, just let us know.
For sure. I mean, even if you want to meet while we're down there,
Yeah.
we'll be there on Friday together. I'll be down there on Thursday for some business.
Yep.
And then we'll be down there on Friday. But if you're in town, just want to say hey, or maybe you want to get some swag but don't want to pay shipping, I'll bring it down there too.
There you go.
How's that?
That's a good idea.
So yeah, that'll be next week. But boy, I think the big thing that's been going on, Hardrock,
Yeah, that was kind of a
social media storm.
yeah.
Couple days worth of my timeline and my time taken.
Yeah,
right? Between
exactly.
refresh on Twitter's I Run Far
Mhm.
because they crushed it again.
They did.
Or
Holy
as
cow.
Joel's mentioned, the Hardrock tracker.
That was awesome to see too.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Because where were we? We were somewhere, and we were like running up near Snow Basin.
No, we were on Snow Basin.
and we kept stopping to see where people
I
were.
kept pulling my phone out and kept having 3G service, and then finally hit the 4G sweet spot, and I was like, we gotta stop right here. I gotta see who's winning and where some of our friends are at.
Yeah, because it was a crazy. I mean, 126 people finished out of 145 starts.
That's a pretty high finish rate.
By my math, that's 19 did not finish.
Yeah, that's some good math.
That's quick math.
Yeah.
With big, like 3-digit numbers.
Yeah.
So I've been
3-digit subtraction.
that's hey man, you got to carry numbers. It's nutty.
Third grade math, right there, killing it.
But yeah, that's a good finish rate for a course like that, percentage wise. And I think what we heard, almost all of the first timers finished. Maybe one or two didn't.
Right.
Which is
impressive.
crazy.
That shows that they definitely did some preparation.
Yeah, and they were ready. You know,
Right.
they took it, not just took it. No one people don't, but they took it. Hey, this is serious. I may
Right.
never get in again.
Exactly.
I want a good experience.
Right. Gonna get that finish no matter what.
But there's just so many cool stories coming out of Hardrock. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, unless you've been under, a rock,
Right.
Killian.
Yeah.
Mile 14. Let's go ahead and separate degree of difficulty. I'm going to separate my shoulder this year.
Yeah, so I was
This is getting
talking
too easy.
to Kelsey Bingham about this. She was filling me in on some of the details. Or no, it was Harrison, because he was down
He
there.
was down there. Friend Harrison and Brian were down there.
So he was telling me, he goes, yeah, he was on a snowfield, and I guess he started cartwheeling down that snowfield.
Holy cow.
And I guess he's had some problems with the shoulder in the past, and he put it back in himself.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Right?
Right? Pull the old Mel Gibson in, what is it, Lethal Weapon?
Yes.
What is it, Riggs?
Yeah.
Is that his name or something? Just pops it back in.
Yeah.
But that took over. I mean, I think at that point, that was mile 14.
Right.
I mean, I know Killian is this rarity.
He is.
Right?
He's the outlier.
The outlier is the best.
Yeah.
But there was a point in my mind that thought, can he do this?
Yeah. Can he
right?
sustain the discomfort and the pain for next 85 miles?
Because it wasn't like, Mike Foote took second, like 20 minutes behind him.
Right.
In Hardrock, that's huge.
Yeah,
that's close.
That is way close.
So, but yeah, it was just crazy to see all the people posting and sharing with. We did,
right?
But with what Killian was doing, and the other thing you read about him is just how awesome a person he is.
Yeah,
during
how
that whole thing,
gracious he was at every aid station.
But man, hats off.
Right.
Hardest 100-miler here. He comes over, one of his favorite races with that. Mile 4. If it was mile 90.
Yeah.
You'd be kind of like, oh, come on, suck it. But mile 14,
yeah.
you hadn't even started sweating yet.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
so, congratulations there. Obviously, congratulations to everybody,
right.
all 145 people that started.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, again, and I know people might get sick of it, I just have to give a special, shout out, if you will, to Scott Jaime.
Yeah.
His 10th Hardrock, his final Hardrock,
Mm-hmm.
knowing, how important that race is to him. And he says he's going to come back in some capacity.
Right. Volunteer.
Something. Maybe get up on Kroger's.
Yeah, exactly.
10-year, but...
run the parade.
Yeah, there you go. He'd be tough. He'd probably make you train.
And no, he'd be like the master of ceremonies for the parade,
There you
right?
go.
He's the announcer.
There you go. But yeah, just because there was a video of him finishing, and again, just watching him walk slowly. Savoring. You could just tell he was just... He knew, right? This is my last one. I'm taking it in, the time and effort he spent down there. So I just want a huge shout out to Scott and his family. Congratulations.
Somebody needs to make a little short documentary about that. A decade of rocking.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
You like
I
that?
hope someone maybe did. I know there's a lot of photos. I don't know if there's video, but that'd be awesome.
If somebody sat down and made a little documentary, that'd be kind of cool.
Fast Eddie, Fast Juan. Fast Eddie rocking.
Yeah.
I like that, though, a decade of rocking.
A decade of Fast Eddie, yeah.
Because, knowing Scott, and a lot of people do just know how much hard rock means to him, not just doing it, but, it means so much to him.
Right.
Like, that's his thing. So, we're excited to see what's next for Scott. To see. And then, so quickly, we'll go over kind of the results. And I'm going to go 4 deep because the fourth one on the men and the women were part of my top 3, so I'm going to throw them in there. And they've both been on the show.
That's true. Good point.
Obviously, the women, first place, Caroline Chavarreau, 28:31.
Man, she was crushing that, wasn't she?
Well,
she was like top 5, top 6 for a while.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I didn't pick her in my top. My winner.
Right.
I had her 2, I think.
Me too.
But then I read, through the Twitter feeds, how she looked like she went out faster and she was struggling early, like far as her breathing.
She looked like she was laboring.
Yeah, and I thought,
that's not a good way to put it.
Yeah, she wasn't in labor.
Right.
She had labored breathing. That's probably not. She was breathing heavily.
Like that term.
She was working hard.
Yeah, she was working harder than you would think you would want to at that point.
And I thought, uh-oh.
Too fast.
Yep.
Out of the gun, right?
But, man, she said the hell with that.
I know. She said, screw you, man. I don't care if I look bad. I'm going to kill this race.
Doesn't matter how you look.
Yeah.
Second place was Darcy in 29:22.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. Third was Natalie Montclair, 30:34. And then right behind her was Anna Frost.
Right.
30:45.
Right.
So Natalie messed up my top 3, but I'll let it slide.
Right.
Congratulations. But it was really great for me to see Anna do so well.
Yeah.
After having her in the studio, kind of talking to her about her last couple of years.
Right? What's next for her?
Yeah, and she hadn't trained. Like, she's like, my training's not there.
No.
And she put that on social media, so it was kind of that, how's she going to do?
Right.
And she did awesome.
Dude, she rallied and finished strong.
Yep. So congratulations there.
She can retire now.
I know, right? And just be an ambassador.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, all the ladies, I mean, it's just congratulations.
They brought their A game.
Yeah, it was awesome. And on the men's side, as we mentioned, Killian in 24:32. Mike Foote was my second place guy, so he held true. 24:55.
I know. Crazy.
Killian could hear him, like feel him on his footsteps, right? And he probably didn't care.
I'm looking forward to UTMB, and this is just a side note. There's going to be so many fast dudes at UTMB that it'd be good to see Killian actually race again.
Yeah, like super challenged.
Like be challenged and see, if his shoulder allows him to rise to that. I want to see him rise to the challenge.
Yeah.
I do. I'd like to see him go at it.
Well, you do. You want to say, okay, at Hardrock, if he was pushed and he wanted to like race, what he could do there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, he's kind of done that in the past, but he's also like he ran with Iker for most of this race
because he just wanted to hang out with somebody, right?
It's a lonely 100 miles, so why not enjoy it with somebody? Mike Foote at 2. Joe Grant finally got one put together after some years of craziness there. 25:37.
Yeah.
And then our boy Gabe, who's been on the show, Gabe Joyce, first timer,
the inventor of ultra running, of trail running,
26:55.
Oh man, he looks so happy.
The whole race.
I know.
So, and again, and all the guys there.
Yeah.
Everybody. But there's some notables I like to say because there's some that, either been on the show, we followed, or follow us. We've had some back and forth with. Grant Guys out of New Zealand, 13th, 30:15.
That's solid.
Again, Scott Jaime, his 10th Hardrock, he finished 14th in 30:29.
Yeah.
How about Adam Campbell, though?
Woo!
Holy cow.
That's an emotional finish.
31:33, or 31st and 33:17, but just within the last year, suffering that
almost died.
Yeah, almost died from that huge. And just see the emotion that he went through. So crazy. Our boy James Varner, who's been on the show, 39th and 35:24. And he just enjoyed every step of the way.
Sure did.
With all the stuff he pushed. Local boy, Austin Baird.
Yeah.
122nd, 47:23.
That's right. Bringing it in at the end.
Man, just
got his money's worth.
He did, and I mean, you had good updates on our side because he's local. He's from Lehigh, which is outside Salt Lake City. But congratulations there. We had some good updates following him along, and I think he was just up more racing the clock there at the end than if he could physically do it. It was more a time thing probably because he wasn't going to stop. It didn't look like. And then the last runner across this year, Robert Andrulis, he was 47:49.
Oh man,
unbelievable! And that's a thing this year. There was 12 or so that finished between hour 47 and 48. So the last hour, 12 people came
That stressed
across.
me out so
bad. Oh, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Like you're absolutely spent.
Yeah.
You've been on the course 47 hours, and you have to most likely kick it
to get it in,
the finish,
right?
man.
Oh, man.
So it's just so inspiring to watch all this stuff unfold. And, like we said, we had friends down there kind of hiking around, filling us in on spots. And then, of course, social media does it. I Run Far did a crazy good job again with their crew down there. So thanks to Brian and Megan and their group. But, man, it's just the whole time I just had I knew I was missing out by not being there.
Right.
Like I could just, because I've been down there, but I wasn't knowing how it's unfolding. I'm like, gosh, dang it. I mean, there's a point literally on Saturday, I was ready to drive down just to catch the last hour, or the awards, or just see people.
Yeah.
Because that's, I don't know, just a great 145 runners, and then the slew of help, right?
Yeah.
Down there. So congratulations. And then, of course, Jeff Hart, who will have the show tomorrow with his finish, but congratulations to him, because I know that was not an easy journey on any realm for him with his training and everything else. And you'll hear the stories tomorrow.
Exactly.
Which was awesome, because it was so raw and unscripted, and you were just all over the place. Mm-hmm. But we got every tidbit of information we could out of him. Then we had the contest. So we had our top 3 men and women. Mm-hmm. Joel and I both nailed 2 in each
category.
Because I had Anna and you had Hannah. Oh, that kind of rhymes. And in the men, I had Gabe and you had Schlarb, who dropped at mile.
Oh man,
2 hours into the race.
Yeah, mile 9.
He'd been sick for 3 to 4 days.
Right.
Smart decision though.
Yeah, totally.
He's going to UTMB. Mm-hmm. So that's where me and Joel lied. And then we had a lot of people participate.
We did.
And we had people that out of the 6, they got 4 right.
Yeah.
Some got 3 right.
Yeah.
But there were 2 people that got 5 names out of the top 6 right.
Should we just go ahead and send something to each one of those persons?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
why
that be the easiest way to do it?
Yeah, why not? That way we don't have to split hairs.
Yeah.
Because first one was Mary Lim. Mm-hmm. Men, she had Killian, Foote, and then Adam Campbell. And on the women, she said Darcy, Caroline, and Natalie.
Right.
So she's had the order mixed up on the women. She nailed the order on the men, top 2.
Right.
The second one was Melissa Reese. Mm-hmm. Women, she had Frost, Chavreau, Montclair. Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, I was wrong. Frost didn't finish top 3.
Oh.
Right? So she got 4 right.
So Mary Lim wins.
Mary Lim wins.
Mary, you won.
Man, there's so many people to go through. But it was, a lot of people obviously there's a lot of people that picked Killian and Foote.
Right.
A lot of people. And on the women's side, a lot of people picked Darcy and Caroline. It was always that third place on both sides.
Yeah.
That
was a wild card.
Yeah, we had some Slarbs to, Frost to
Eicher.
There were some names that didn't. There were Hannah. It was close. It was a lot of the same names.
Right.
But I think only Mary got 5.
Right.
So my apologies. I thought for whatever reason I had that other one. So congratulations, Mary.
Yes.
If you want to send me an email, manners@trailmanners.com. We will send you some TM swag for being the winner of our Hardrock contest.
Right.
And thank you for everybody who participated.
Yeah, it was fun.
Because it was a lot of fun, and we had that back-to-back, Western and Hardrock sweepstakes, if you will. And a lot of our listeners are tuned in to these runners because they're pretty good.
It's fun to see. So one of the other fun things that kind of came out of the Hardrock and a little bit of the aftermath is Carl Meltzer posted, "I'm done. I'm finished with the San Juans." And, it's always hard to tell what Carl's true intentions are because, his tone it's hard to read on Facebook.
And he's not a huge Facebooker.
No, he's not. And then even in person, it's hard to be like, okay, what do you really mean by this? And then in the comment section, people are, it's what you expect. Oh, you were such a big inspiration. And also it was, dude, just chill. You're going to come back stronger than ever. My favorite post was Dave Mackey.
That's awesome.
Dave Mackey goes, "Oh, you have a pity party, huh? You got two good legs. Suck it up." And then Carl come back, and it was awesome to see. He goes, "You're right." I've got nothing to complain about.
That's right.
That was so awesome.
That was super cool.
That was my favorite post Hardrock moment so far. Loved it.
Yeah, that was hilarious when he put that because obviously the community's all friends.
But, I know.
But it was funny, and you have to look at it and go, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I got nothing. Nothing.
I know. Are you gonna kill that wasp?
I got it. Good. I got 2 of them in one swoop here.
That dude will sting you and it'll hurt. Sorry, folks. Sorry for the delay there. Eric had to kill 2 wasps.
Little house cleaning. They scare me. They hang out and they want to play and
make nests and
I'm not,
make babies.
I don't want to do that around here.
No.
Make babies, not in here.
We're not into that.
So Hardrock, huge success, and rumor has it is going to be a week later next year.
Yeah.
July 20th. Not sure why. It's always been the same time frame. So I don't know if it's a weather issue. Maybe it was maybe the race. I'm sure there's a reason. We just don't know what it is. So maybe the race directors are going on vacation. because we have that locally.
Dude, I have no idea.
But anyway, so the Beaverhead's the 14th.
Right.
Which
so
I was bummed.
You can do Beaverhead and Hardrock
now. Yeah, I could go down to Hardrock now because I was bummed. I'm like, oh, no, Beaverhead's the 14th. That's when Hardrock's going to be. And then Hardrock. That was my favorite thing out of Hardrock. And they said, oh, it's going to be the 20th. I'm like, yeah, baby. Because I really want to hit that. I'm going to put it on my calendar so I can't get out of it. Yeah. Put a deposit down, something to where I'm like, I can't lose that money. Because I'd like to go down for a week and just hang out.
Right.
You know, maybe get the bus put on a train, put down there, you know, like in June.
There you go.
So I have to drive it. Let's see what else we got going on. So Hardrock, it's over and done. Kind of anticlimactic from here on out.
Yeah, it's like the middle of the summer stuff where you're kind of in the doldrums of the dog days of summer, right?
It's hot.
Yeah, it's nonstop hot.
And now Western and Hardrock are over, but there's a lot of races coming up, and we'll talk about a few of ours here, locally or kind of local. I'll throw out Jim Skaggs has the Harriman.
Yep. 25K and 50K.
Yep. And that's August 19th.
Yes.
So there's still time to register for that.
Yeah, that's a great race to go check out.
I did a pre-run of that, and the cool thing about it, it's the 50Ks, you do it twice.
A double 25K loop.
But the 25K is super runnable. Like if you're looking to get into that distance.
If you're looking to get into trail running.
That's it. That's one you should do. It's pretty. Right. There's lakes and creeks and not a lot of elevation gain.
No, and it's close to the Wasatch, really. It's not that far of a drive. Yeah. Once you get on I-15, you can go 80 miles an hour, 85 miles, 90 miles an hour. Get up there pretty quick.
Cool location. First year, so you can be a part of something special there.
Right.
But again, it's just one of those races, if you want to get into it or looking to go a little farther, it would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's not, the degree of difficulty is not there.
No.
Right? As far as the terrain.
It's a good introduction to trail racing. If you've been trail racing, you're looking to make that next step, we have a couple good races coming up here locally. We have the Skyline Marathon, which is the same weekend, August 19th.
It's a good one.
I've done that a couple of times. I'm looking to do it again this year. I think that's a good way to also prep for a fall longer distance, so 100-miler or something like that.
And they've got a half.
They do have the half marathon.
Yep.
Right? That is a kick butt half marathon.
It is. It's pretty, but you earn it.
Oh my gosh, it's straight up the start.
Yep.
Murder.
It is. It's
and
then
you got
a
7-mile downhill.
It's a pretty course.
Which is a raucous downhill.
Yeah, it's
fast and furious. And then also that same weekend, the Mid-Mountain Marathon up in Park City goes on. I've done that 3 times. That is a really great introduction to longer distance trail running.
You know, I was looking at that yesterday because I've never done that one.
Right.
And Solomon is now the sponsor of that one.
They are. They were the sponsor last year.
And the course itself, I was surprised. I don't know why, but I thought there was a lot of climbing. And on the elevation profile, there's a couple, but it was like rollers and downhill. I mean, it was
it's
runnable.
all rolling.
Yeah, it's runnable.
Yeah.
You're earning it, but I've heard, like you've run it, but I've heard it's just beautiful.
It is pretty. You know, if you stop and take the time, you got great views. But if it's one where you want to challenge yourself, you can just put your head down, grind it.
That's a good one to go for it.
And just run it. Yeah, exactly. It's all super runnable. The aid stations are spaced just enough that you don't have to carry a whole bunch of stuff in between. And this year they're finishing at the Olympic Park, which is a little bit different.
Huh.
That could be nice.
Well, probably have a good finish line thing going on.
In the first 2 years I did it, they had a rockin' finish line.
Yeah.
Last year it was rockin' as it was busy, but they didn't have like pizza and beer like they had in the past.
Gotcha.
I was expecting that, and when I didn't get that, I was a little bummed.
I was like, man, I'm taking off. And then
what's coming up later?
Well, in November.
Yeah, November.
Same weekend again.
Yeah, that's
Gosh,
a bummer.
dang it. Another Antelope Island. There's a 50K
so
out on the island.
The classic.
It is, and that's an awesome one because you go on the back side of the island, which you don't really go to for any other reason.
Right. Again, very runnable course.
Yeah, very runnable. But it's pretty. And Jim always, we'll say it till we're blue in the face. Jim always puts on a good race.
Yeah, their finish
super
line
low
is
key
fun.
And does it the right way.
Hamburgers and hot dogs and beer. Good fun.
Yeah. And then that same weekend, Mr. 156-pound Turtle Miller.
The Turtle Miller.
Has the capstone races down in St. George area.
Yeah.
Which you went to. Nope, you went to the spring edition.
I went to the spring, and I can't remember if they're running in the same area, but boy, it's so pretty down there.
Yeah, and that's a lot. He has different distances for that,
He does,
too.
like 5K up to 50K.
So you could have a family vacation down there
and
in
it
November.
starts later in the day, like noon.
Yeah. So there's a couple options there. There's a lot that goes on. These are just people we know.
Right.
Races we've run.
Races that we've run are people like we know they're going to do a good job.
Because you can't get into El Vaquero, folks.
I know, it's sold out.
Because that's the next one. That's just going to be funner than fun, right?
Funner than fun.
Funner than fun. August 5th.
Fun is the best.
Yeah.
As Steph Gardner would say. And maybe that's something else. We need to give a shout out to Steph. Her father passed away yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Our condolences there.
Exactly. Our thoughts are with you. I'm sorry for that. That's a tough one.
Yep. So, but yeah, a lot of races. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we could sit and name them all day long between August and September, you know, because there's obviously Wasatch,
the Bear,
and those are
I'm
local.
Tough.
But there's I'm Tough. There's
Run Rabbit Run,
and then
those
have
are the long
Waldo,
ones. Yeah,
which is another iconic race.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot coming up, and again, these are more on Western because we know you listeners in Arkansas.
Yeah,
right.
East Coast.
There's a lot of killer races out there.
Exactly.
So definitely not trying to slight anybody.
No,
but we'd be here till I don't know 4 or 5 days naming all the races that are
really
going
you can.
on.
But I think it's good to mention some of the shorter distance ones. People maybe just aren't. They're not maybe physically or mentally not ready to jump into those longer things. So we need to do our duty and mention the shorter ones.
Yep. And there's the Powder Mountain
Trails. Is that what they're
Trail
calling?
Trials?
Something like that.
Yeah. So they've got a 5K race every other Thursday. First one's July. It's next week. Next Thursday.
Week. Yeah.
It's like 5 o'clock, 5:30 at night. It's 5K. They got some tacos at the finish.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Every other weekend. It's a new thing they're putting on up at Powder Mountain. So yeah, we don't know anything about that one.
Nope.
So we can't say it's awesome or it's not. I would like to head up and at least check it out.
Right.
It's 5K. Again, perfect to kind of get into trails.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's those. I know there's the Outlaw coming up too that Dave Tarkelson puts on.
I don't think that's sold out.
It's not.
Or closed yet.
It's not. I think it closes either next week, maybe.
Right. So that's another good one to check out if you're in the
Twin Falls
Western Hemisphere.
Yeah. I don't know all the distance. I know that obviously there's a half.
They got
marathon.
half marathon. I think they also have like a relay. So if you're not ready for the half, you can run it with somebody and split it up.
But having Tarkelson being the race director, we know it's going to be a good one.
You know it's going to be solid.
But yeah, there's a ton. There's so many. And it's sometimes just hard to pick one. Like the weekend of the 19th. Harriman, Mid-Mountain, and Skyline. That's 3 beauties. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to go away from home, if you want to stay close to home.
Right.
For us especially.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones there. And I don't even know what I'll be doing that weekend yet because 2 days later is the Total Eclipse weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a junk show.
Yeah, it is. I've been reading stuff through Idaho about traffic. And they're like, it's going to be the worst traffic ever.
Yeah.
And my family wants to check it out. And I'm kind of like, you know me. I'm a grumpy Gus when it comes to people and crowds.
I mean, we're going to have like 90% here on the Wasatch
or something
like that.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me.
That's pretty solid.
I will take that. It's still an A.
Because what does 100% last for?
2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take 96% for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that's still an A.
That's a tough one. So. Yeah, and then, like I said, there's a ton of races. The Ute, that new 100-miler in near Moab is coming up in September.
They're pre-running that here pretty soon.
Yeah, so that looks like a pretty cool one.
It does.
That's a new one, so that's why we're checking that out there. But yeah, you can always check Ultra Sign Up. That's where a majority of the races are. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's some outliers, but what else? We got Tushers coming up. That's a butt buster in August as well. Mm-hmm. Down in like the Boulder, Utah area.
East of Beaver.
Yeah, down in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of races. A lot to choose from.
And it's almost that time of year where you're starting to think about next year.
It really is.
Really?
I've been checking out the calendar.
Me too, unfortunately.
And I'm not even through this year.
No.
I just don't. But the problem with it is, though, is because they open up now.
You've got
to know your schedule.
You do. It's unfortunate.
I think trail running is hard, just to figure out what you're going to do for your races.
Okay.
Because there's lotteries.
True. Yeah.
So if I want to run Hardrock, if I want to run Western, Wasatch, you can't fully decide until you know.
Yeah, you got to have plan A, B, and C.
Exactly. So that can throw a wrench into it. But some of these races are already open for 2018 now.
Yeah, like the Georgia Death Race was opening up next week, I think.
And that's going to fill same day.
It's
a lottery
now.
That's right, it is now. So it makes it hard. So you really have to go in with a pretty idea of a plan, or you most likely won't get the races you want.
Right.
If you wait too long.
True.
So that's what makes it difficult. So it'd be cool to hear what people are doing next year. I know it's a little early, and some of you are probably listening, going, "Nah, I don't got time to plan for. I got to
finish this year."
And that's where we're at. We have some races this year, but at the same time, if you want to run some races, you got to be thinking next year.
You do.
That's just the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know really what I'm thinking next year, to be honest with you. I personally would like to stick around the 50K distance next year.
Yeah.
Like do a few of those. I like that distance. Maybe 50 mile.
I like the 50K distance.
Yeah, 50K is a cool distance because you can enjoy it if you take your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, let me say that, because I know there's people out there can bust a 50 mile.
Right.
And it depends on the course. If it's hard, it's flat. It's usually not hard. They're all hard.
Right.
But yeah, I think 50K is where I'd like to be around next year. 50 mile, I'll throw a couple of those. I don't know if I'll do 100 next year.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I got Bear this year. If that goes well, I'll put in for Hardrock.
I just want to get through this year.
But next year, I don't have a list started really.
Like a must-do list.
I mean, the PCT 50 in April, interested there.
Yeah.
San Diego would be nice. Selkirk, we've talked about. That's an investment up in Canada.
It is. We got to work the details out of that first. Before we go do that.
And then we've talked about some meetups. We got to figure those out before the races get underway. So yeah, lots of stuff to consider for next year. But like Joel says, we got to finish this year.
Yeah, let's get through this. Let's get through September, and then we can think about next year.
But as I mentioned a minute ago, we did get a turtle tracker again. Yeah. Been a few weeks. I think he's probably been like, oh, crap, I got to drop more pounds because I've been putting him on.
No, when he was here, we talked about that. He got down to a weight that he was happy with, right? And then he kind of let his body kind of reset, like adjust to that new threshold that he was at. And he might put a pound or two on drinking raspberry sour beer down at
Silverton.
Down in Silverton.
Got away from the Tecate lights.
Yeah, but he's maintained.
156. Just sent us the thing.
Running strong.
Yeah, he's doing great. Strava week for the Trail Manners group. Distance, Jeff Hart.
Yeah.
119.4. Obviously had the Hardrock 100 in there.
Yeah.
Run time, Rob Latham, 45:44.
Oh my gosh, that's a full-time job.
Yeah. And then climbing, Jeff Hart.
Nice.
35,440.
Wow.
Pretty stout.
Yeah, it is.
Hardrock will do that to you.
Yeah, well.
I think he was second in run time. So whatever Rob did to get 45 hours.
Wow.
Wowzers. That's overtime.
Yeah, it is.
40-hour week plus.
It's crazy.
If I could get benefits through Strava, maybe that would be possible.
Yeah. You got to run a minimum 35 hours every week.
Benefits.
To get your benefits, and they're not even good benefits.
Think about it, Strava. Think about it. Hoodies are in and shipped out.
Yeah.
So if you pre-ordered a hoodie, they are on their way.
Right on. That's good.
And we did order
six extra.
7. One small.
3.
Well, that's what we ordered extra. 3 medium, 3 large.
Yeah, so we had 7 in the store right now.
And I know people right now are not thinking of hoodies or warmth.
No.
Like, we get that.
We get it.
But you got to plan ahead.
You do.
It's like training for a race. You know the cold's coming.
Right.
And you know you have a race in the fall.
Right.
And you're going to be at the finish line needing something warm.
Yep.
You want to, after that hard run, you're going to be a little chilled.
Right.
You want to hang out, and you want to look good.
Yeah, and it's comfortable. Oh, my gosh, they're comfortable.
And it's got a cool logo.
It does.
So check those out. There's only a few left. Those of you that have them on their way, thank you for supporting us.
Appreciate it.
It helps the show, helps us. It's always nice to see the Trail Manners gear out in the wild.
Yep.
I know people have been connecting with each other just by seeing Trail Manners gear. So that's really cool.
It is. And we like to hear those stories when that does happen.
Heck yeah. I mean, that's why we do it, right?
And speaking of stories, we have our first winner of the Where Did Your Feet Take You?
Oh, that's right.
Because those are stories, basically, every week. You're sending us a picture.
That's
and there's a story behind each one of those pictures. So we have a weekly contest now of Where Your Feet Take You. You submit that picture on Sunday. And Eric and I just will pick somebody random. There's no criteria.
Nope. So whatever we like the best.
So if we don't pick you, don't get butthurt.
Keep trying.
Because
now you win a prize. You get something, not just your photo.
So we have a trucker hat with a Now Go Get It logo. Is that what we decided on?
One off.
Yeah. That's not going to be available in the store. And it's time to announce the first winner.
That's right. So we have a hat a week we're going to be giving away.
Right.
Just all you have to do is upload a photo.
I know.
Simple.
Cool. Something cool.
So, yeah, I mean, and that's the problem is you guys are making it hard.
Yeah,
we're getting some amazing photos from all over the globe, like literally different countries.
We'll ship a hat.
Oh, we
international.
will. Yeah, we don't mind.
As long as it's not to the space station, or Antarctica.
Yeah.
Well, even to Antarctica.
I'll send to Antarctica.
Yeah. I might not get there. I mean, if your shift at that station might be over with by the time it gets there.
We'll send it through Musher.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, we have the Where'd Your Feet Take You, and we want to absolutely. This is a sponsored.
It is
thing.
You know, our friends at the Sign Garage stepped up and really helped us out, and you know, they've done a great job being there for Trail Manners.
Oh my gosh!
As far as our gear goes, and our little team kits that Eric and I have, they've done an outstanding job.
Ideas, turn time, everything.
Exactly. So they can print just about anything for you.
Yep.
And we'll have their contact information on the blog post. But definitely, if you're thinking about doing race kits, if you're thinking about doing swag for your race, please look them up. And it doesn't have to be just your normal swag of T-shirts. It could be coffee cups. It could be keychains.
Leather patches.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, the leather patches are rad.
Yeah,
we have those on our hats. Those look so good. So anything that basically you can think of, they can do for you.
Yeah. And like Joel said, we've ordered 60 hats.
Yeah, so we've got a year
of this going on every week for 1 year.
So if you didn't win this week, it's going to be back next week.
Yep. So they went ahead and we couldn't afford to do this and the shipping. So they stepped up to sponsor this. So thank you to Elizabeth and Nate over at the Sign Garage. You guys are awesome.
Right.
And now you're going to make our listeners happy.
That's right.
Not just us.
Right. So who won this week?
Well, this week was tough because we had Quentin Barney's Screefield at Hardrock.
His was going to win if Jeff Hart had not posted something.
Yep. Jeff Hart had a killer post.
Yeah.
Not just on the Hardrock course.
No.
Not just 9 miles to finish.
No.
But he got engaged.
Yeah, he carried this diamond ring the whole way.
91 miles in his backpack.
Right.
Through hail and lightning.
Yes. Stressing out. Is it still there? Did I lose it?
Not just the course and how hard the race is.
Right.
But he had to I have a diamond ring on me.
Yeah.
And he proposed to his longtime, he says partner, Jen.
Right.
And she said yes.
Right.
We finally got that out of him through the story. So after 8 years of courtship,
right,
they're engaged. Yeah. And on the Hardrock course. Right. Just a great story. And you listen to that on our podcast tomorrow.
It's a good picture.
Jeff doesn't even know. And he was sitting.
I know.
And we just got done talking to him.
I know.
So this week we did give it to Jeff Hart.
Right.
He's the first recipient of the Where Did Your Feet Take You? Well, that kind of is inspiring. 8 years, Where Did Your Feet Take You? Culminated into one picture.
Yeah.
Racing and life. So.
Right.
But there are so many good ones from all across the globe, not just the U.S.
So look forward to it on Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to post that question every single Sunday. Get yourself a good photo because you might get yourself a free one-off trucker hat.
And I put one on. They're comfy.
They look good too.
They're gray with some sweet green logo, so they pop. And again, you cannot buy this. You get one, you are one of 60 people.
One of the lucky people for that year.
In the universe, not just the world. Because Joel said we wouldn't do space station. But if you got on a ship and took it somewhere.
That'd be even cooler.
That would be cool too. So congratulations, Jeff, on that.
Right.
And like Joel says, keep doing this every week.
Yeah.
Because you guys are making it hard for us, which we apologize because it's up to our discretion to pick it.
Right.
And sometimes you can say, oh, mine was better, and it might have well been.
Right.
In the way you looked at it. But there's some good ones.
You know, there might be one or two rules that we are not being totally honest with. If you post a picture of a rattlesnake, you're disqualified. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah, that might work.
Yeah.
What else?
You post a picture of you running on the road. Good on you, but you're disqualified.
Yeah.
Lee Moss.
Trail manners.
Yeah.
And I'm going to throw this out. I'm partial to things too. I like photos that they don't use the filtering system.
Yeah, if that's evident, we'll disqualify you.
And I can't tell on everything. Some you obviously can because I take photos.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you're going through Instagram, like
yeah.
Okay.
There's that one. There's that one. But yeah, we just like to see where everybody goes at the end of the day. I mean, and it's not about winning the hat necessarily. It's just sharing with people because people are connecting through that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, where's this?
Story.
I've been there.
That snapshot is a little story of what you did for that weekend.
Yeah.
And I want to see what you did.
I want to go to a lot of these places.
Yeah,
I see it, and I will ask, where is this?
That's important. So if you're not posting that, that's probably part of the rules too.
Yeah.
You have to post where that was.
Yeah.
Even though we might know where it's at,
or
if it might be terribly evident, still post it.
Yeah. That's like if you're in like Disneyland, it's probably, we can tell.
Yeah, and you're disqualified.
See, and I like Disneyland.
Disney can suck it.
Until they sponsor the show, they can suck it.
They can still suck it.
Unless I get some hopper passes sent my way and some
Those
fast passes.
hopper passes are only good for 3 a day.
No, the hopper is where you can go between parks. You're talking fast pass.
I'm talking fast passes.
Yeah.
And then after you use that fast pass, then you can sign up and get more. No, come on, man.
Joe wants the head of the line.
I want the head of the line all the time. Hate waiting in line.
Yeah, that's the truth. So do I. I'll go to a coffee shop. There's 5 people. I'm out.
You turn around. I'm done.
I don't have time. I got 5 minutes. I just want a drip. I don't want the half foo-foo 2%.
Come on, man.
Mocha,
You gotta get
chino,
yourself a dirty
salt.
chai.
That's easy to say though.
Yeah, dirty chai, single shot with whole milk, please.
I just say dirty chai. How many shots? And I'm like, well, it depends on the day. Let's see what else we got going on. God, there's not a whole lot more to cover.
Not really.
I guess, for me, I just can't help but go back to thanks for everybody's support. It's just awesome to get comments. We have people coming into town that are reaching out to us saying, hey, I'd love to meet you guys. I can't wait.
If you're passing through on I-15, you got to call us.
Yeah, you got to hit us up because we're not opposed to running a coffee to an on-ramp.
That's right. And getting you in the bus, and let's get you on the mic, and let's talk about you.
Because everybody has a story.
They do.
We've talked about that. Everybody's got a story.
Right.
But if you're passing through the Ogden area, please reach out to us. We'd love to meet you.
We're more apt to get you in the bus and talk to you than on the phone because it's just not the same.
It's not.
And we've had, in the last 3 weeks, I think 2 or 3 recommendations for shows. And we want to talk to these people. But our hesitation is, the phone thing is not as strong as the bus.
And it's hard because there's so many cool people that never come this way.
Right.
And the bus has a radius.
It does.
It travels
Very
in.
small radius.
So until someone gets us a new bus that can travel, we're kind of, here. But we'll still get people on the phone. We just, the in-person stuff's just so much more powerful.
It's more enjoyable.
And I might as well throw this out there, too, because Speed Goat's coming up. We didn't throw that one out there that's coming up.
Yeah, I don't think it's closed just yet.
There's a few spots left, I think. But if you're coming, I know a lot of people travel in town for that one.
Right. And the bus can make it to Salt Lake.
Can't make it up to the race because that hill would kill it.
That hill kills a lot of cars.
But yeah, we could get to Salt Lake for sure.
Right.
Especially if it's near the chow truck. So I can get some calamari tacos.
Okay. It has to be next to the chow truck.
We'll pull up next to the chow truck.
We will. That would be a lot of fun.
But yeah, for sure, that's a great point Joel mentioned. If you're coming through town, even to outdoor retailer like we talked about, you're coming through for a race, you're coming through to run, you're just passing through to get to your next location.
Yeah, family reunion.
Yeah, because we've done that.
You can take a couple minutes out of that family reunion. You probably want a break from your family reunion.
And meet new family.
That's right.
Which is Eric and Joel.
That's right.
But we love to get people behind the mic. And like I said, because we've even reached out to people and it's like, I don't know if people want to hear my story. I'm really
they do.
Blah blah blah. Oh, trust me, they do.
Yeah,
that's the stories. Right. Everybody's got something, so don't feel that way. We'd love to get people on the show, and meet new friends at the same time. So yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop.
Kind of killed it. Hardrock again is over. Congratulations. Check that out 1 week later. And then we'll be back. If you have some ideas for some meetups or races for me and Joel next year, we're still all ears for that. Because nothing's pinned. Joel's got to take off.
Yeah.
So, folks,
thank you.
Have a great week. We'll catch you next time. Don't forget to listen to the show tomorrow.